Unit 3. Number 1. Fascinating. Extremely interesting. For example, the book offers a fascinating glimpse of the lives of the very rich and famous. I found the whole film fascinating. Fascinate, to interest someone a lot. For example, anything to do with airplanes and flying fascinates him. Number 2. Striving. Try very hard to achieve something. For example, I was striving for perfection. Strive, to try very hard to do something or to make something happen, especially for a long time or against difficulties. For example, Mr. Zhou has kindled expectations that he must now strive to live up to. In her writing, she strove for a balance between innovation and familiar prose forms. Number 3. Formulate. To develop all the details of a plan for doing something. For example, to formulate a new plan. Formulation. For example, formulation is important to students. Number 4. Triumphantly. Made in order to celebrate a great success or victory. For example, Bob triumphantly announced his promotion. Triumph, a great success, achievement, or success. For example, the signing of the agreement was a personal triumph for the Prime Minister. Number 5. Refinement. The process of making a substance pure. A small change that improves something. For example, these refinements have increased the machine's accuracy by 25%. Clearly, the hypothesis does need some refinement in the light of these surprising results. Refine, to make something pure or improve something, especially by removing unwanted material. For example, crude oil is industrially refined to purify it and separate out the different elements such as benzene. Number 6. Infinitively. Very or very much. For example, travel is infinitely more comfortable now than it used to be. Infinite. Without limits, extremely large or great. For example, with infinite patience, she explained the complex procedure to us. Number 7. Subtle. Not loud, bright, noticeable, or obvious in any way. For example, the room was painted a subtle shade of pink. The play's message is perhaps too subtle to be understood by young children. Small but important. For example, there is a subtle difference between these two plans. Achieved in quite a way which does not attract attention to itself, or which is therefore good or clever. For example, a subtle plan, a subtle suggestion, subtle questions. Number 8. Inexhaustible. Existing in a very great amounts that will never be finished. For example, there seemed to be an inexhaustible supply of champagne at the wedding. Number 9. Unpredictable. Likely to change suddenly and without reason, and therefore not able to be predicted or depended on. For example, the weather there can be a bit unpredictable. 1 minute it's blue skies, and the next minute it's pouring down. The hours in this job are very unpredictable. You sometimes have to work late at very short notice. Number 10. Hint. Something that you say or do that shows, but not directly, what you think or want. For example, he has dropped several hints to the boss that he will quit if he doesn't get a promotion. Did she give you any hints about where she was going? A piece of advice which helps you to do something. For example, could you give us a hint about how to do this exercise, please? This recipe book is full of handy hints. A very small amount of something. For example, there's just a hint of brandy in the sauce. I detected a hint of doubt in his voice. Number 11. Clutter up. Clutter means to fill something in an untidy or badly organized way. For example, the kids always clutter the hall with school bags and coats and stuff. I try not to clutter my mind with useless information. Number 12. Confess. To admit that you have done something wrong or something you feel guilty or bad about. For example, she confessed to her husband that she had sold her wedding ring. I have to confess, when I first met Alan, I didn't think he was very bright. The director confessed himself puzzled by the company's losses. In the Christian religion, especially the Roman Catholic Church, to tell God or priest what you have done wrong so that you can be forgiven. Confession. When you admit that you have done something wrong or illegal. For example, I've got a bit of a confession to make. I have lost the book you lent me. Number 13. Snob. A person who respects and likes only people who are of a high social class, and a person who has extremely high standards, who is not satisfied by the things that ordinary people like. For example, I'm afraid I'm a bit of a wine snob where wine is concerned. Snobbery. Behavior and opinions that are typical of a snob. For example, she accused me of snobbery because I sent my sons to a private school. Number 14. Repulsive. Extremely unpleasant or unacceptable. For example, what a repulsive old man. I think rats and snakes are repulsive. Repulse. To push away or refuse something or someone unwanted, especially to successfully stop a physical attack against you. For example, the enemy attack was quickly repulsed. Number 15. Catalog. A book with a list of all the goods that you can buy from a shop. For example, a mail order catalog. Number 16. Sakur. To lose the determination to oppose something. To accept defeat. For example, the tongue finally succumbed last week after being pounded with heavy artillery for more than 2 months. I'm afraid I succumbed to temptation and had a piece of cheesecake. To die or suffer badly from an illness. For example, thousands of cows have succumbed to the disease in the past few months. Number 17. Precision. The the quality of being exact. For example, great precision is required to align the mirrors accurately. Precision bombing was used to destroy enemy air bases and armaments factories. The qualities of being careful and accurate. For example, his books are a pleasure to read because he writes with such clarity and precision. Precise, exact, and accurate. For example, there was a good turnout for the meeting. 12 of us to precise. Number 18. Venture. A new activity, usually in business, which involves risk or uncertainty. For example, she advised us to look abroad for more lucrative business ventures. There are many joint ventures between American and Japanese companies.